Hey, everybody, I haven't checked in here in a while, but I just made a new blog post to my website, and I'll have all of that right there down here in the link so you can easily get to it. But I'm going to talk about fear, and mostly because fear is a constant loop that never ends, it never changes unless we choose to change it. And what fear is anger. Humans tend to react to anything they don't understand with fear and anger instead of questions and understanding and empathy. Humans are the only thing species on this planet that reacts purposely with anger and attack for no reason to just be hurtful. So that's a whole psychological study for somebody else with a bigger degree than mine. But religion causes a lot of these problems. Anytime you shut yourself off from society and put yourself into a box, social norms, of course, how you're supposed to look, how you're supposed to act, who you're supposed to date, who you're supposed to love, all of that ridiculousness. The more you put yourself in a box, the more you take yourself out of the world. So then, therefore, you don't understand people and you don't understand the world around you. And that box gets really dark. Sorry if you can hear dogs drinking in the background. I always have animal noises around somewhere. Um, so they fill their boxes with their own personal experiences, and the problem is they're not your experiences. You're just listening to someone else tell you the story of someone else's life. You listen to it through your favorite news channel. You listen to your priest. You listen to whoever you listen to in the government, whoever the next influencer is, whatever these people are saying, that you just automatically listen. Yes. And you jump on, but you don't stop to think and you don't research. That is a problem. That makes you a follower, that makes you a sheep, that makes you very easily susceptible to being controlled and manipulated, which is sad. So you need to take time to think for yourself and not just listen to people's words, including mine. Research me. Seriously. So picture a crowd, this is just a good kind of a morbid example, but since things are getting so crazy in the world, picture a crowd of thousands of people in a nightclub. Some tragedy unfolds like what happened at Pulse in Florida, something awful. Um, the crowd is going to start to react in a panic at some point. That crowd is going to follow each other. And their number one instinct is going to be to go for the door that they came in. And their number one instinct is to follow the crowd. If you follow the crowd, you are dead. So, who said that was the safe way to go? Who said this is the way that will save your life? Who made it that way? Who are you listening to? Who are you following? So, fear has taken over your mind. You still need to take 5 seconds to go, oh, 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 oh. 5 seconds. You found another exit and it's that way. And it's not piled up like the one that everybody just came through. Don't follow the crowd. It does not work for anyone. Okay. Now I'm going to go down to, the emotion of fear is always accompanied by anger. Anger leads to violence. violence just brings on more violence. I'm going, to look at the mob, look at people that have to live in gang situations and those kinds of things, or even war. It's always, you did something to me, so now I have to do something to you, and then now you did something back to me, so now we got to get back at you for that, and then it's just this never ending loop, and it does nobody any good at all. That is anger. That is fear. If you want to live your life like that, you can just stay in that loop. If you want to break that loop, then you come find people like me to help you do it and help you realize how you can do it, because you can. But that is up to you. And then I want to get down to the word punish, um, specifically in a lot of religions. There's always this an eye for an eye and punishments. And if, I would do this to them and I would do that to them and punish, punish, punish. Here's the problem. This is another system that runs out of fear and anger. So it doesn't work in our legal system. Legal system in America is a joke. Prisons don't help people get better. They don't want to help people get better. They want to keep you there because they make money off of you. Okay? It's designed to bring you down. It's designed to kill you. Period. Yeah, we have rules and laws, and there's accountability for everybody's actions and everything that you do. But like this mob mentality where it's like grab your pitchforks and get our torches and oh my god and everybody, that it is so easy to provoke. So easy. And that's why things like the Salem witch hunt trials and the Salem trials happened. That's why people get put in prison that didn't even do anything. Like the West Memphis Three, like Julius Jones. I can name thousands, but they got targeted because of how they look and that they're different and that I don't like you. So we might as well face the fact that our legal system is nothing more than who has money, whose lawyer can win the Academy Award for Best Performance, who does the judge like more, and are you just in and of yourself offending to the jury because you are different? There are so many things against you in this punish, 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 punish. And then you think about what are our prison systems full of? Well, most of it are people with drug offenses. Like, yes, I understand some people need to be locked away for, protection from society, and they're just those kind of people. But we don't need to have prisons full of people in America for simple drug offenses. Are you Pablo Escobar? Yeah, okay. Yeah, probably deserve to be in prison. Did you have to sell some drugs to support your family because that's the only opportunity that you had in life? Yeah, those people deserve a freaking second chance not to be thrown in a place where it's punish, 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 punish. So we need to get out of this mindset of punish, punish, punish and have empathy. What has this person been through? What led up to this? What did they experience? What regrets do they have? What would they change? What would they do differently? Would they do something differently? So you've got to change your mindset each and every day to not react in a negative way to things that you do not understand and are literally not part of your life, because you do not know somebody else's life unless you live it. Period. You just don't. So get out of this punish and this fear and this attack and It's not working. It has not worked for thousands of years, and it is not making society any better. Do I say invite the guy over that's an asshole to you? No, of course not. But you don't have to hang out with them, and you don't have to, like, create more assholery in the world either. It's a simple matter of, "No, I really don't like you. I'm sorry. No, you're not invited. I'm allowed to protect my space." So, protecting yourself, but also not being one of those people and not adding to it is important. And if you continue to follow the crowd, these kind of situations are exactly the kind of thing you're going to find yourself in. Situations that you would not have chosen if you had sat there and thought about it for a little bit instead of just listening to what somebody else is telling you and actually looked into it. Hey, even the COVID virus. There's been all kinds of confusion since that started, right? Some people don't want to get the vaccine, some people don't even want to wear masks, some people say it's all a bunch of crap, some people say it's killing everybody. It's just, hey, who are you listening to? I took information from the news, which I normally kind of take with a grain of salt because they are paid to tell the story the way the government wants them to tell it. Yes, it's America, but that does happen. So then you check the CDC. Then I check the WHO. Then I watch international news to see what was happening. I inform myself. I don't listen to other. Hey, so with all unrest and anger and violence and poor kids can't go to school without being shot, it is time for everybody. I'm just going to say it, calm the F down. It is enough. The world has enough of this. You don't need to create any more. Okay. And here is an example of very smart, intelligent people. This is what they do. They don't put themselves in a box and they don't surround themselves with people that are exactly like them. The best CEOs, the best world leaders, those kind of people surround themselves with people that have different opinions than their own. They can bring something else to the table to open everybody else's mind to see different things and come up with different strategies instead of staying in the same place. And I'm sorry, people that are Christian, you go right ahead and do your thing. But this whole movement of trying to take away people's rights and this evangelical movement and this taking over of whatever's on in the Republican Party and whatever, that's not helping either. That's fear. That's fear. We don't all need to be Christian. We don't all need to be anything. We can just be, period. So stop trying to force all of your stuff on everybody else. It's not helping. Now, I am going to say this and I am probably going to get backlash about this and that's fine. But I'm saying it for the sake of a child and a child's mind and other people that you would get into relationships with. People that are, if you are not truly at bliss and inner peace with yourself and literally feel stoked about your life, I'm not saying it's like that all the time. Of course not. Life gives you crap and throws it on you, but are you still happy at your core? Are you in a happy environment? Are you in a safe environment? If you are not, if you are not in that kind of relationship, number one, what are you doing? But here's the thing, and I'm just going to say it. If you are not in a very happy, healthy place, where you don't have to feel like you have to not speak, not be yourself, not just float through life and being yourself and taking life as it comes at you. Do not have kids. Do not get in relationships with people because that stuff trickles down. It's the fear loop. It just keeps trickling down and trickling down and trickling down for years and years and years and years and years. And then more people get affected by your decision. And then that person's affected. And then how are they going to be treating other people versed on their experiences? Don't get in relationships and don't have a family and have kids when you don't even have your life sorted out yet. It's not fair to anybody, and it is definitely not fair to kids, and kids have enough to deal with in life now, and it's not right, and it's not fair. And no, I am not saying that everybody has to be perfect in order to have kids. Of course not. But if you are not a genuinely happy person, if you have things that you need to work on, you have low self-esteem, whatever the reason is, even if you're just in a crappy relationship, you definitely don't have a kid to try to pull the relationship together. You just literally ruined a child's life to save your relationship that will break up anyway. Like, I'm really sick of people being very cavalier when it comes to having children because you just think it's your right to just that's what you're supposed to do is grow up and have a family. Not everybody is supposed to have a family, and the world is overpopulated anyway. So if you can't be a good parent, don't be a parent. And yes, I am all for abortion. If you are not, then that is great. You do your thing too. Perfect. Then that means you would never have one. And that is perfect for you. So don't get on people that would, because this abortion debate also never, ever talks about the kids and what happens to them when they get put in foster care, in adoption, and the abuse that they go through, and the neglect that they go through, and the things that they have to process in their mind that somebody didn't want them. And it is not easy. And they are always messed up psychologically and have so much to deal with. How is that fair? Does anybody ever think about that point of view when you're talking about abortion rights? That's what I'm saying. Stop getting stuck in the crowd. Start thinking for yourself. Start researching for yourself. Start looking at things because you want to, not because somebody told you to. Stop putting yourself in these religious little boxes and going to religious schools and staying in the same place and never exploring anything else. If you continue to stay there, the rest of us are literally moving on without you. Like, there are people paying to take joy rides into space. Everybody else and the millennials and all that, like, we are on this trajectory this way. I'm a Generation Xer. I'm an indigo child. I've been on this trajectory for a while, but you can still stay here in this little box. But it's so I go over exercises of how to change these habits, how to change the patterns in your mind. That's what I work with clients with. But these things are very important and they need to be paid attention to because this fear and this anger that's going on in our country, it needs to stop. Around the world, it needs to stop. We are all human and we need to start acting like it. We're not any different from anybody else, and we have no dominion or domain or superiority over anything else on this planet. So we all need to just calm down and start to be nice to people. Leave people that you have met throughout the day a little better off than maybe you were. Just think about that. Have empathy in your heart and spread some love. And I am so sorry for people that are trapped in situations that you cannot get out of, organizations, religions, cults, government, relationships, whatever it is, sex trade, the horrible things that happen. Keep saying out loud every day, I am out of this situation as if it is happening, even if that's all you can do, because that brings people to you. So put it in your mind, and people will come to help. And if anybody wants to set up a session, I do them live. If you live locally, I will start to travel. I'm taking this show on the road um, sometime in the future, but I also can do them on Zoom. So healing processes can be done over Zoom. It's just called remote viewing, and energy flows just the same. So let's start to work on ourselves, people. Like, keep the love and just remind yourself everybody's going through a lot. So just help each other out. Help each other out.